Hey guys, Don here from Bear Point Fish Hut Rentals. Today I'm going to go over using a tip up and a spreader. I see a lot of people using them, but I see a lot of people using them incorrectly. I'll go over start to finish how to use them, how to put the bait on, and why that we do it the way we do it. Start out with your stick. Okay? This is how it's going to come. You're going to have an elastic and a pin. We're going to take the tape off. The tape was just there to hold our pin in there and our line in place. Okay. Snap swivel. And this is the spreader. It's got a weight in the center, right here, and 3 hooks. 1, 2, and 3. And what a spreader does is, the spreader goes down and it sits on the bottom. And it holds your bait on the bottom. Now, this is a great method for fishing because a lot of the fish that feed in Lake Simcoe, the ones we're after anyways, whitefish and lake trout, feed on bottom. Now, I'll go over quickly how to put on your bait. There's a couple different ways that guys use. I'm going to show you my preferred way. A lot of guys like to hook the minnow through the back, like so. And this is fine. The minnow will swim on bottom. This will all sit right on bottom, and I'll show you here. So this is how it's going to sit. That's on the bottom of the lake. Minnow's going to be swimming like this. This method I prefer not to use, only because I find that when you hook them through the middle of the back, the minnow's pinned in the dirt and it can't really swim up, as opposed to hooking them 3/4 of the way down the body, midway so you miss the spine, and hooking them just like that. Okay? Now this gives the minnow an opportunity, when it's sitting on the bottom, when it's swimming, it can swim up. It makes it an easy target for the lake trout. The whitefish will always be able to pick it off the bottom no matter how you hook it, but when it sits like this, they're an easy target for the lakers. Okay. So now we're going to put a couple minnows on here, show you guys how to set it up. Alright, our minnows are all on. We got our stick. We're putting it down the hole and we're sending it to the bottom. Okay? We're going to let our line down. Once we get to the bottom, we'll find it. There'll be some slack in the line. We're going to reel up our slack just a little bit. Take our pin. Put our pin on the bottom of the stick. Okay? Take an elastic. Wrap it a couple times in your hand. Wrap it around the pin, around the stick, and back around the pin. So now it's like that. Okay? This way you can slide the pin forward or slide the pin backwards. This will come into play in a minute. It's actually crucial. So, setting up the tip up on our stick. Here's our stick, our stand. Our line's on the bottom, but look, something's not quite right. How do we fix that? No problem. We're going to take our line, we're going to wrap it around the pin. We're going to wrap it around the pin a few times until we find that the stick sits perfectly level. Okay? This is pretty good. I like a little forward angle. Now, to adjust your sensitivity on the stick. Right now, I have the pin about midway. It seems fine, but here's the thing. When I go to lift that off the bottom, it's still fairly heavy. That means if I can feel all that weight, the fish will feel all that weight. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our stick, take our pin, and we're going to slide it forward. Just like this. Tighten our line back up. Put it on the stand again. Okay? Now when we tip it, it becomes a little easier to tip. And we're going to keep doing that. Move it forward until it gets to the point where when you go to tip it, it wants to fall back all by itself. And that's when you have the perfect sensitivity. Because when the fish hits that spreader, you don't want him to know that there's a spreader there. He just thinks he's eating a minnow. So he sucks the minnow up, and as long as you have the counterbalance on this stick set properly, he will feel absolutely nothing. And what will happen is this right here. Fish will come in and pick one of these minnows up off the bottom, which in turn makes this stick right here do this. As soon as that stick lifts up like that, grab it, set the hook, and it's game on. So remember, this pin, forward and backward, sets the sensitivity of the lift. And now see, I have a large forward angle on my stick. If I want that to be just less, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take one wrap off that pin. I'm going to put it back on. And now it's sitting a little less like this and a little more like this. So guys, with these few tips, you went from catching a couple fish to a whole bunch of fish. I hope you appreciate it and you enjoy it. Have a great time fishing, guys.